Hello, my name is Amery Hocutt, and I'm here today to talk to you about secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is also known as environmental tobacco smoke. Secondhand smoke, it's a mixture of two different kinds of smoke that come from burning tobacco. The first kind is side stream smoke. It's the smoke that actually comes from the lighted end of the cigarette or the pipe or the cigar. And then mainstream smoke is the second kind. It's the smoke that's actually exhaled by the smoker. Even though we think of these as the same, they're not the same. Side stream smoke has a higher concentration of cancer-causing agents, and it's more toxic than mainstream smoke. It has smaller particles than mainstream smoke, and the smaller particles can make their way into your lungs and the body's cells a lot more easily. When non-smokers are exposed to secondhand smoke, it's called involuntary smoking or passive smoking. Non-smokers who breathe in secondhand smoke take in nicotine and toxic chemicals by the same route smokers do. The more secondhand smoke you breathe, the higher level of the harmful chemicals you get into your body. So why is secondhand smoke a problem? Secondhand smoke causes cancer. Tobacco smoke is a mixture of gases and particles. It contains more than 7,000 chemical compounds, and more than 250 of these chemical compounds are harmful, and at least 69 are known to cause cancer. Secondhand smoke has also been linked to lung cancer. There's some evidence suggesting that it might be linked to lymphoma, leukemia, and brain tumors in children, and cancers of the larynx, the pharynx, the nasal sinuses, the brain, the bladder, the rectum, the stomach, and breast in adults. Secondhand smoke and breast cancer. Both mainstream and side stream smoke have chemicals that in high concentrations can cause breast cancer in rodents. Chemicals from tobacco smoke reach breast tissue and can be found in breast milk. Secondhand smoke can cause many other diseases and even death. Secondhand smoke can be harmful in many ways. Each year in the United States alone, it's responsible for an estimated 42,000 deaths from heart disease in people who are current non-smokers. About 7,000 lung cancer deaths in non-smoking adults. It can worsen asthma and asthma-related problems in up to 1 million asthmatic children a year. Between 150,000 and 300,000 lower respiratory tract infections in children under the age of 18 months, with 7,500 to 15,000 hospitalizations each year of those children. It can make children much more likely to be put in intensive care if they have the flu. They stay in the hospital longer if they have the flu and they're exposed to secondhand smoke. And they're more likely to need breathing tubes if they're exposed to secondhand smoke. In the U.S., the cost of extra medical care, illness, and death caused by secondhand smoke are over $10 billion a year. Secondhand smoke kills children and adults who do not smoke. Secondhand smoke causes diseases in children and in adults who don't smoke. Exposure to secondhand smoke while you're pregnant increases the chances that a woman will have spontaneous abortion or a miscarriage, a stillborn birth, a low birth weight baby, and other pregnancy and delivery problems. Babies and children exposed to secondhand smoke are at an increased risk of sudden infant death syndrome and upper respiratory lung and ear infections, and more severe and frequent asthma attacks. Smoking by parents can cause wheezing, coughing, bronchitis, and pneumonia and slow lung growth in their children. Secondhand smoke immediately affects the heart, blood vessels, and circulation in a harmful way. Over time, it can cause heart disease, strokes, and heart attacks. It also causes lung cancer in people who have never smoked. Even brief exposure can damage cells in ways that set the cancer process in motion. Chemicals in the tobacco smoke can damage sperm cells, which might reduce fertility and harm fetal development. There's no safe exposure to secondhand smoke. Anytime you can be exposed to one puff, it's going to hurt you. It's not going to help you at all. So where is secondhand smoke a problem? At your work site. A workplace is a major source of secondhand smoke exposure for many adults. In public places, everyone in public places is exposed to secondhand smoke, like restaurants, shopping centers, public transportation, parks, schools, and even daycare centers. It's been suggested that people choose restaurants and other businesses that are smoke-free and let owners of businesses that are not smoke-free know that secondhand smoke is harmful to your family's health, and that's why you're not choosing their restaurant. It's also hurtful at home. Making your home smoke-free may be one of the most important things you can do for the health of your family. Any family member can develop health problems related to secondhand smoke. Children's growing bodies are especially sensitive to toxins in secondhand smoke. Asthma, lung infections, and ear infections are more common in children who are around smokers. Some of these problems can become serious and even life-threatening. Others may seem like small problems, but they can add up quickly. The time for doctor's visits, medicines, lost school time, and often lost work for the parent who must stay at home with the sick child are all costs that can impact a family. Multi-unit housing where smoking is allowed is a special concern and a subject of research. Tobacco smoke can move through air ducts, walls, floor cracks, elevator shafts, and along crawl spaces to contaminate apartments on other floors. Even those that are far from the smoke, they can even get into your apartment. Secondhand smoke can be controlled by ventilation, air cleaning, or by separating smokers from non-smokers, having two separate buildings completely. Secondhand smoke can affect you in the car. Americans spend a great deal of time in their vehicles, and if someone smokes in there, the toxins can build up quickly. Again, this can especially be harmful to children. Particles that settle out from tobacco smoke can combine with gases in the air to form cancer-causing compounds that aren't found in the fresh smoke. So, not only are you being exposed to cancer agents directly from the smoke, they can combine with gases and cause cancer-causing compounds. So what can be done about secondhand smoke? Local, state, and federal authorities can enact public policies to protect people from secondhand smoke and protect children from tobacco-related diseases and addiction. Because there are no safe levels of secondhand smoke, it's important that any such policies be as strong as possible and that they do not prevent action at other levels of the government. Many U.S. local and state governments, and even federal governments in some cases, have decided that protecting the health of employees and others in public places is of the utmost importance, and many have passed clean indoor air laws. You don't have to wait for the government to act. Even if you smoke, you can decide to make your home or your car smoke-free. This makes breathing safer and more enjoyable for children, other family members, and guests. So next time you want to light up a cigarette in a public place, think about not only yourself, but the people around you and how you are affecting them in their lives. Thank you.